In the last film on the Lenz SET100, I looked at programming locomotive decoders, specifically changing the configurable variables, the CVs, on the programming track. So the programming track provides a safe environment where you can read the values of each of the CVs and then make modifications based on what you want to do, and most importantly based on the decoder manuals. They'll give you the ranges and limits of what you need to work on. It is a little bit annoying to constantly be moving a loco backwards and forth from the programming track to the main track. So there is another method of dealing with locomotive decoders called programming on main, where you can send out an instruction to an address of a loco on the track. So the first thing you do with program on main is drive the loco in question so it becomes the last loco you've driven on the handset. Go into the menu and scroll around to programming on main, POM, and enter. Got the option there for CVs, so we're going to use that. Go into that. So CV, let's look at the locomotive inertia. So CV3, put it up to quite a high value, 100. So now I've adapted the inertia of the loco. So that was a bit ridiculous, so we'll go back in and make a change to CV3 of 25. So now the acceleration's more acceptable for the size of layout that I'm dealing with. The programming on main menu also has different options, so you can still use the direct access for starting voltage, maximum speed, deceleration and acceleration. I still prefer to use the CVs, I've just got used to it now. So if we play with acceleration or deceleration delay, so we've now adapted the loco so its acceleration and deceleration is much more realistic. I say at this point it's important to remember that you don't really know what the original values were, so the programming track is still a useful thing to put things back. Having said that you can't read from the main the values of CVs, those of you with Railcom enabled Lenz systems and you're using Railcom decoders such as Lenz, Zemo or ASU, can use the NRC 120 Railcom display. So if we turn the power on, pops up with Lenz there. So Railcom is a method of bidirectional communication, which means that instead of the signal just going out from the main system to the track, locomotive decoders on the track can actually send some information back. So for instance, if we drive this locomotive into the section that I'm monitoring up here, the address pops up. So I've got it on address 3 at the moment, as you can see from the handset. So the effect on programming on main on the Lenz system is that I can go in, look at a CV, enter that, and it come back and it's told me the value of that CV, which I've put to 25 earlier on. So CV3, let's put that up to 50. So if I write that in, press enter, you'll see on the display C50. I'll escape out. So I've changed the inertia value on CV3. Let's bring that back in. As an interesting experiment, you can on program main change the address in CV1. So CV1, I'm going to put it to 51 here. So 151 comes up on the screen over there. And look, in fact, it's even changed on the Railcom display. So we're no longer on address 3. We're on 51. So we've left the monitored section now. Railcom is still being developed as a system, but a lot of people have got it already and probably aren't using it. But it's a nice thing to look at.